And now we turn to the most senior Democrat in the federal government. She is the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, and she joins us from Washington. Madam Speaker, thank you so much for talking with us on election night. We are hearing reports about good turnout across the country. We were told that would be good news for President Trump because most of his vote was going to turn out today. What are you hearing?
Well, first, let me say thank you for your coverage of the elections. This is a sacred right in our country. This is a good day. It's a day of hope, and hopefully it will be a day of healing and making progress for the American people. I feel very prayerful about that we should be looking to how we bring the country together, and Joe Biden is a person to do that. That's what he believes in. That's what his public life has been about. Well, of course, until the numbers come forth, we're all speculating, but we feel very confident. We feel confident in the House, which I know the most about, that we will not only hold the House, but add to our numbers. We're very hopeful about the United States Senate, and that keeps getting better and better, and we are confident that Joe Biden will be president of the United States.
Well, Madam Speaker, 4 years ago at this time, early evening on election night, the Democrats were saying it looked good for Hillary Clinton. A lot of people believe that, but it didn't turn out that way. What's different this time, this year?
I'm sneezing just recalling 4 years ago. Earlier today, when we were in the Democratic Party office there, getting ready for tonight, we were recalling 4 years ago, thinking, we didn't have a problem in the world. We were so absolutely certain that Hillary Clinton would win. It never occurred to any of us. Some people said, well, I have my doubts about this, but by and large, we were confident about that. It was just a question of what else we could win. Well, that was a sad occasion for the country, but it did make sure that in this election that nobody assumed anything, and that we would turn every stone and make sure that, as I say to the members, no wasted time, no underutilized resources, and no regrets that we could have done something more the day after the election. We feel pretty confident that that is the case, that we will win.
Well, we do know, Speaker Pelosi, Democrats are saying they feel they've made inroads with suburban voters, especially women. They feel they've made inroads also with senior citizens. But there's been concern expressed about Black Americans, the Black turnout, and also the Latino turnout. Should there have been a more focused effort on those groups of voters?
No, I think that there has been an effort. It's never enough because there aren't endless opportunities. But we don't want anybody thinking that if there's any shortfall in this election, it was because the Latino or Hispanic community did not participate fully. They participate in the way they do, many on election day. And we're very, very proud. Now, to remind, the Latino population is a young population. And so they act as their generation does, and many young people have not been voting. This time, it is different. And in terms of the Black population, many more senior Blacks are used to voting on election day. Culturally, that's where they're comfortable. Even with the crisis, the corona crisis, we've tried to make sure that they were safe, not risking their health to vote. So we feel pretty confident about the participation of all elements of our demographic on this election. Minority voters, especially the minority women, are the most brilliant voters. They see clearly what is in their interest.
I want to ask you about another aspect of the Biden campaign. There's been so much focus for them on opposing President Trump and talking about what President Trump has done wrong. Do voters have a clear enough idea of what Joe Biden would do if he's elected?
Yes, I do think so. I think Joe Biden has been very clear that this election is about the soul of America, that for the people, we're going to build back better. We're going to build the infrastructure of America in a green and resilient way, creating good-paying jobs. We're going to build back better by having workforce development, education for the American people. We're going to preserve our planet by recognizing what science tells us and how to protect the planet for future generations. And of course, topic A, the coronavirus, is something that Joe Biden respects, not has contempt for science as the president does. So the difference is vast. He has respect for science and respect for governance, that we have a public role to play to crush this virus, to honor our heroes, the workers, the healthcare workers, police and fire, first responders, teachers, sanitation, transportation, food workers, who risk their lives to save lives and sometimes now will lose their jobs because the Republicans don't want to respect them. They just want to talk about it, but they don't want to keep their jobs. And they want to put money in the pockets of the American people. We do, by doing so in a way that respects those who are falling into poverty rather than giving $150 billion to the richest people in America in their coronavirus bill.
Two other things.
There's a clear distinction between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, Democrats and Republicans, and I think there's been great clarity in what he has presented. Donald Trump is a mess. I mean, there's no question that people will object to him, but that doesn't mean it comes at the expense of Joe Biden's vision, knowledge, judgment about connecting with the American people and meeting their needs.
Two other quick things, Madam Speaker. One is you said you predict Democrats will gain seats in the House. How many seats?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're very as eager as everyone else. Some
a range?
Of the
Do you want to give us a range?
It could be. I'm sorry. Well, I was telling the staff upstairs, I said, I heard some of these geniuses who know this, who study the numbers, all the, say it could be 10 or 20, or maybe it could be 5. So I thought, that doesn't, I could do that too without even studying the numbers. But I do study the numbers, and I know we'll have a substantial victory. Our goal was to hold the House and increase our numbers. We will do just that. And we're going to focus those races where we can help win the Senate and win the Electoral College, as well as state and local races around the country. So it's a coordinated effort, not just about the House, but how we could use our effective political action to have a great Democratic victory across the board.
And just to clarify, you're confident Democrats are going to pick up a majority in the Senate?
Right now, this moment, I am, yes.
All right. At 6:19 p.m. in the East, we're writing it down. Speaker Nancy Pelosi, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judy. Onward to victory. Thank you.